Hey, it's Tim.
And it's Amy from GoWithLess. We're glad you're here. In this week's video, we're sharing our January spending. There's a lot to cover, so we hope you watch the whole video.
In 2015, Amy and I retired in our late 40s, and in January of 2020, we sold our home and became full-time nomads. Every Wednesday here on our channel, we are talking about our nomadic fire life. On the second Wednesday of every month, we are talking about our spending for the prior month. So since it's February, we'll be talking about our spending in January. We did something in December of 2021. We gave ourselves a raise. So traditionally, for the last 2 or 3 years, we've been attempting to spend about $3,000 a month or $36,000 a year. Now, with our raise, we gave ourselves a $1,000 a month raise. We're looking to spend $4,000 a month or $48,000 a year. So today, we'll be talking about how we did in our first month.
We hope you'll give today's video a thumbs up. Subscribe over here for those Wednesday videos about early retirement, nomadic living, that sort of thing. And I'm going to start with where we were during the month of January. We were in Mexico the entire month, but in 3 different cities. We ended a 6-week house sit in San Miguel de Allende on January the 4th. We flew to Puerto Vallarta, where we were for another 12 days on a house sit. And then we took a fabulous luxury bus, 5 hours to Guadalajara. Now, we have been in Guadalajara since January the 16th, and the first half of the month was not paying because we don't pay to do house sits. We don't get paid, nor do we pay for our accommodations, but it's a nice way to hack our living expenses, and you'll see that in our first month because our rent is cheap.
Yep, so what does that mean? We're going to talk about our largest expense, and our largest expense is going to be home and lodging for the month of January. We spent $1,791 in the month of January, which equates to 34.8% of our total spend.
Okay, we have the biggest chunk there is cruises. And not only is it the biggest chunk, but it's half and half. It's only half of our cruise spend is in this category. We spent $1,414 this month and split it half in home and lodging and half in transportation. That just kind of made sense to us. And there's a reason why we prepaid, which Tim is going to get to in a second. But I want to just say you may have been hearing us talk about a lot of cruises lately. We've booked 5 of them in 2022. 4 of them are now totally paid off. Not only are they paid off, we've paid for tips and on 4 of them. 3 of those cruises, we have $200 on each of 3 cruises. We have $600 of credit that we've already bought. And again, Tim will get into one of the reasons, but another is because we are stacking promotion with credit cards and all kinds of ways. So we are going to share that in a dedicated video because there's a lot to cover on that. So that'll be coming up in the next, I don't know, week or a couple. Yeah.
So one of the reasons we're prepaying so much on all these cruises is because in December of 2021, I signed up for 3 new credit cards, which required $21,000 of spending in order to get the bonuses that are associated with those credit cards.
In only 3 months.
I had 6 months on the Amex card, but nonetheless, I really wanted to make it happen quickly. And so what that means is we're doing a lot of things, pulling spending forward. And additionally, this American Express card that I signed up for in December required an annual fee of $695, almost $700 in an annual fee for this credit card. So we're going to also split this between home and lodging and auto and transport because it sort of fits into these categories as well.
With airfare and hotels, we're going to yeah.
That's exactly right. So that means that we're going to have $347.50 in home and lodging. And like Amy said, so the cool thing about this card, so $700 or $695 is a lot of money for a credit card. We get almost between $400 and $600 worth of value in the first year in terms of airfare, whether it's Southwest or United, and we get either $400 or $600 worth of hotel value through a program they have. So easily we're going to be able to wipe away the annual fee. We also get 125,000 American Express membership reward points, so that's easily worth over $1,000, over $1,200. So this is a no-brainer in terms of the expense that we had here.
There's at least $2,000 of value we're going to get on that card. Yeah. So $695 does seem like a lot, but when we're getting more than $2,000 in places that we're going to spend anyway, That's a no-brainer.
Yep.
Okay, number two, I guess the third part of this home and lodging is rent. So we had, if you also have maybe heard other videos, Tim buys a lot of Airbnbs at slight discounts and Airbnb credit. So we use 3 nights here at our Airbnb in Guadalajara on Airbnb, and you're not going to see that hit our budget because that was in the past with a credit. But what you will see is the host was very flexible with us and allowed us to work out a deal where we paid her for 8 weeks minus 3 days in cash upfront, and she gave us a good deal. So we have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. You're looking at our little kitchen and our living space behind us, and that was $43.50 a night. So we had 12 nights here, $43.50. Now, if you're thinking of doing, and that, by the way, works out to $522 of rent for January. If you were thinking of working with these short-term rentals that we don't have any protection, so Airbnb and other companies may offer some kind of protection.
When we pay cash.
Yeah, when we pay cash. So we are on our own. We understand that. We met her. We felt very comfortable. We still feel comfortable, and we've paid totally upfront in cash. We don't like working with cash. We like charging everything on credit cards, but the deal we got made sense.
It certainly did. The other thing in this category, or 2 more things in this category that we spent this month, we spent $109 for our storage back in Denver. This is another thing. I prepaid in full for the year, but we decided to amortize it throughout the year. So you'll see this expense, this $109 every month of the year, although it's been prepaid. We also paid for a Marriott credit card, $99. The reason it's in this category is because we get a free night associated with this annual fee, and we easily get more than $99 worth of value out of that. Amy says $250. I don't know if it's always that much value we get.
On average, I think.
Some maybe. Yeah. So we get it. We really love these free nights, and we use them to our advantage regularly since we travel 365 days out of the year.
We use them. How many Marriott cards do you have?
I think I have 3.
3. So every one of those cards that renews, we get a free night at $99-ish for the renewal. That makes sense. We absolutely get more than that in value when we renew. Okay, let's talk about category number 2, which is auto and transportation. $1,444 or 28.1% of our monthly spending. Now that's the second half of our cruises at $707, the second half of that Amex Platinum card at $347.50. And then here's something that I want to talk about very, very seriously. If you are a nomad, you should know about this. There's something called a non-owner car insurance policy. Now, Tim and I are not insurance brokers. We are not experts or lawyers or anything like this. This is our understanding that we do not have a car anymore. We sold our last car in the US in November, but we do rent cars. We borrow cars on house sits from friends and family, and we need to be protected. And there are 2 kinds of insurance that are things to be considered, and many people, I think, get them confused and forget about a big one. First is collision, and that is often what a good credit card might include. When people say, oh, I don't need the insurance, my credit card covers it. What they cover is the car itself, and that is the collision piece. And if you're just holidaying and you have a regular car insurance policy, chances are you might have a good liability policy. Because we don't have a car insurance policy, we don't have any liability insurance. So what this does is it provides us that liability piece, and that is if you hit a person, which is where the real big money comes. So we want to protect our assets, and that is why we do that. That is $157 for 6 months. Maybe other companies do it as well, but we do it through Geico.
Yep, there's a secondary benefit to this, and we think it's sort of low down on the list, but if you have a gap in your coverage with auto insurance, let's say we decided we're going to buy a car in June of next year. We did away with insurance and we had 6 months without coverage. You pay a substantial premium when you renew your coverage and you've had this gap. And so this also solves that problem. If we ever in the future decide that we are going to sign up for coverage again, we will never have had a gap in our coverage. So there's a perk there as well.
And we may or may not ever get a car. We don't know. But yeah,
Yep.
there we go. It's for the liability piece is worth it. And then this is just a cherry on top. Okay, the next thing we have here is a Southwest credit card, $99. Tim signed up for 2 Southwest cards, a business and a personal in December. You saw the personal hit our December budget. Here it is, January hitting this budget. Now, we take advantage of an incredible travel hack through Southwest, and that is their companion pass. Every time the person who holds the pass has a flight on Southwest, whether it's with points or with cash, the other person goes for free. So it's really helpful if you're traveling as a two-person team, as we do. So we've had this perk for now 5 years. We qualify for this thanks to Tim's $21,000 of spending, part of that. And now we have all the free, second person goes for free, other than just paying taxes for not only the rest of 2022, and here we are in February, so for the rest of 2022 and in 2023. So we have it for 2 years, and then when it expires, the next person gets it for 2 years, and when it expires, on and on and on. Now, we're not supposed to be spending that much time in the United States for the next 2 years, but we do come back and visit our friends and family, and for that, we're going to be flying back and forth, so we'll get thousands of dollars from that perk.
Yep, and so additionally, when we sign up for these 2 cards, we're getting, I think it's 170,000 miles in Southwest, so we'll have those points to use over the course of the next 3 years. So we will easily get thousands of dollars worth of these perks associated with Southwest Airlines.
Credit
so
cards!
we're very excited about having this again for 2 more years. Something else that we spend a lot of money on, or an unusual amount of money for us in this category, is just getting around. So we don't have a car anymore, so we had to get from San Miguel to Querétaro for our airfare. For our airport, that car ride was $50 US. That was a great deal. We've done this ride, I think, 2 times before, and each time that was about $75, so we got a great deal here. That included a tip. We also, our bus ride from Puerto Vallarta to Guadalajara was $67. Again, a great deal.
I want to talk about the bus.
Oh, the bus is phenomenal.
So the first time we took the bus in Mexico, I didn't know. I mean, the American media is so crazy. I thought I might have a chicken in my lap. I had no idea. The bus is a very first-class experience in Mexico when you're doing distances. And they've been really luxurious kinds of, it's plush seats, laid back, not all the way flat seats, but nice reclining seats, air conditioning. It's a double-decker bus. We're in the front seat, so we had this beautiful view. There's a clean restroom on the bus. So it's the bus here, we've been delighted.
It's delighted. And so for $33.50 for 5 hours in this bus or whatever, it was a great value. We also had 11 Uber rides, and that totaled $47. So that was a great value also for Uber. Uber's super affordable here in Guadalajara, less so in San Miguel, and they're hard to find in San Miguel, and less so in Puerto Vallarta. Still affordable, but just
not like Guadalajara.
Not like Guadalajara. And then also, this is super cool. We signed up for a bike sharing service here in Guadalajara. It's called Mi Bici. And for $22, we get an annual pass for the bike sharing service. And so we can ride as much as we want, 30 minutes at a time. So you can be on the bike for 30 minutes, and then you have to go check it in, but you can check it out immediately. So we can just, unlimited time, be on bicycles here in town. Great deal. And by comparison to the annual pass, it's $5 a day if you want to use this bike. So it's just a great deal. So we're excited to have this. Also,
every Sunday we do a fun group, GoWithLess group bike ride. Some of the roads are closed. We meet every Sunday and drive around for like 90 minutes. So much fun. Then we go have brunch. That's a highlight of my week. And for $22 is for each of us. So that's $44. And I am going to mention that we had a credit in this category of $92 because we had a rental car cancel in Palm Springs when a house sit there canceled, so that got back to our credit card, and we're going to move on to category number 3.
Okay, so food and dining is our 3rd largest category, and we spent $1,282 this month, which equates to 24.9% of our total spending. 1,008 of that was in restaurants, and 274 of that was in groceries.
So we have been doing some grocery shopping and cooking at home, which has been nice. We found a really lovely grocery store called Chedraui Select here in Guadalajara. It's a very high-end grocery store, and I'm going to say that the butcher there is much better than butchers in traditional grocery store chains in the United States.
I think it's just the way they process the meat is phenomenal.
It's very cleaned up meat. So they have like chicken scallopini is chicken Milanese here. I don't know how you say it, and I'm thinking of it maybe in Italian, but really just thin chicken cutlets, breast, no skin, no like gristle, no bone, own. And what they'll do is they'll process it. They'll say, I'd like a half pound or like a quarter kilo in a little baggie, and I just freeze a little baggie of a half pound of chicken roughly, and they'll process it. They'll cut it into like bite-sized strips. They don't even charge anything extra for that. So it's just a really nice way to do our grocery shopping. Now I'm going to talk about this food bit because holy moly, $1,008 in Mexico seems like, whoa, insane. And Guadalajara has massive value here. We're surrounded by cute cafes and restaurants, and it's not unusual that we'll have, I don't know, $20, $25 for a really great meal that's really like fancy and really lovely. And that's a much better deal than what we're going to get in the United States. But what we found is in Puerto Vallarta, the food was a little more expensive because it's a little more touristy there. I'm going to say it's a lot more expensive and a lot more touristy. But we did, even in Puerto Vallarta, have a lot of good value compared to the United States. So we had 2 filet dinners for filet mignon for $44, and that was even at a hotel in Puerto Vallarta meeting friends. So that was even a more expensive experience, $44. We had a Peruvian meal twice that we loved. The chef is from Lima. He made us fresh ceviche, these giant platters of seafood, and flan. That was some of the best I've had in a long time. So yummy. So we've had even, and that was like maybe not even $30 a person. So our food, and we go out with people like every day or two.
Here in Guadalajara, Amy said 20 something. I'm going to say for $15, we regularly get a meal that includes a drink or an alcoholic drink or two.
Amy for $15 per person, you mean?
Yes. No. For $15, we regularly get a meal that includes whatever, an entree for both of us, and I get a beer or two. And
that is a good deal.
That is a good deal.
We're really digging Guadalajara.
Yes.
So and we do a lot of socializing over at least every other day. So lunch, dinner with friends. It's a fantastic way. And we're saying many times we're not living the world's cheapest retirement. And this category always lets you know that we are still living a very good life if you're spending that kind of money in Mexico. Okay, number 4 is health, fitness, and personal care or beauty. $247, 4.8%. The big thing there is our health insurance. $205. That is with IMG Silver is our insurer and the plan that we're on. We did an entire video last week. Check it out up here if you haven't seen it, all about our health insurance. And we prepaid to get to Tim's spending. It also gave us a little bit of a discount built in. That's $205. So even though we prepaid the whole thing, we're going to amortize it. You'll see $205 hit our budget every single month. And then we have $42 that I bought like nail stuff and a little bit of makeup, and that'll last me a while.
Yep, so our 5th largest category is going to be entertainment. I'm a mixed bag of excited about this category. So we spent $172, which equates to 3.3% of our total spending. The first one is the one I'm not so excited about. I spent $127 to renew Amazon Prime. And I don't know that we necessarily need Amazon Prime. There's some reasons that I have it, including we like the video service, and then
that might be on the chopping block.
It's probably going to be on the chopping block next year, especially considering they raised the price. So odds are this is gone next year. But we have it for another year. And then something that we're very excited about is we spent $40 to see five movies at the movie theater here in Guadalajara. These are first-run movies, so this isn't like we're seeing like the dollar...
In Spanish. They're not in Spanish.
No, they're not in Spanish.
They're in English.
They're in English with Spanish subtitles, which is phenomenal. It's a great theater with like stadium seating. And,
reserved seats, very clean.
People wearing masks. This also, not only does the $40 include 5 movies, it also includes concessions at those 5 movies.
Just 3 of them. We had 2 movies, no concessions.
There you go. So this means hot dogs. I had a hot dog. We had popcorn multiple times. I think Amy had some ice cream at one of the movies. So anyway, this was just
our money goes very far at the movie theater.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and we're trying to catch up on all of our Oscar movies. So we saw West Side Story and House of Gucci. We saw the Spider-Man movie on like a giant screen with fantastic sound. We paid a $1 premium between the 2 of us for that extra. But the popcorn is like $3 for a jumbo popcorn. They have 5 varieties, and you can pick whatever you want. So they have regular popcorn, buttered caramel corn, cheddar popcorn, Doritos, and something called Takis. And I don't know what that is. It's like a Doritos thing, I'm going to guess. And it's super delicious. It's just so we go to the movies, we're like, we spent $6, we have like this is like $7.50 gives us popcorn and 2 fantastic movies.
So this is the first time we've been to a movie theater since COVID, a normal movie
We're
theater.
in heaven.
We saw something back in the States in October at the an opera house. And anyway,
Not the same.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Very thrilled. So moving on. So the next category is one I'm also going to take. It's miscellaneous. It's going to be our 6th largest category. We spent $123 here, which equates to 2.4% of our total spending. Almost all of this was about paying premiums to spend on a credit card. For instance, our daughter's college expenses, I paid a premium to charge that to the credit card, again, because we're trying to make all this spend happen. Also, I prepaid our quarterly taxes, actually more than what we were supposed to pay for reasons that I won't go into here. And again, this is the premium associated with paying that.
There's something else in there. We gave $50 to local kids for holiday gifts. So I think that in Mexico that the kids might not get gifts on Christmas. Maybe they get them on Three Kings Day in January. So we made a contribution to make sure that they had a better holiday season. Number 7 is bills and utilities, $71, 1.4%. That includes mostly Google Fi for my cell phone service. We have a full video about what we do for cell phones. And it's up there. Tim, $10 for his Mexican SIM card that he tops off every single month for $10. He gets 4 gigs, free calls and texts, and a local Mexican number, which is really helpful. And then your Google One storage.
Yeah, then we bought Google One storage. It's 100 gigabits. It's basically for the whole year. We spent, I think it's $19 the actual, and then there's some taxes. So we spent $21 total. And this really helps us with Gmail, where we have just piles of junk in our Gmail folders. Also, it helps with our Google Photos. So this is a good service for us. We can share it also, which makes it even more
for
valuable.
The year. That's a year. 21 for the year. Number 8 is shopping.
Shopping. So
$14.
we spent
I'm sorry.
$14, 0.3% of our total spending for the year. This is for my virtual machine, which I've talked about wanting to get rid of for months and months. I'm not going to get rid of it probably until March, whenever my Quicken subscription expires, and I'm going to install Quicken locally, which this is more involved than anybody wants to hear, but that's going to go away.
Going away
It's
soon. Going away
soon-ish.
soon, like Amazon Prime. Number 9 is taxes, and that is a big 0 and 0%. So that gives us a total of $5,144. Year to date, tracking at $4,000 for our monthly budget is 128.6%. Now that is like, whoa, what the heck? You got a raise and you're still totally blowing it out of the water? And the answer is not really, because we have $1,400 of cruises in there. We have $700 in this credit card. That is a very unusual number. We have a lot of like $100 credit cards in our portfolio, but we only have 2 big daddy ones, and one of them we just paid for at the end of the year. This one is the other. So if you take out just the one $700 credit card and our prepaid cruises, 52 nights, we're going to be closer to that 3,000 number that we keep ending up at. So we're not concerned. I will say that we have some big ticket expenses coming up in February, maybe even a little bit in March. So I don't know that we're going to see a big drop off in our spending. So it'll be real interesting to see what that looks like.
Once we get on those cruises, it seems like those months are going to be 0.
I don't know. We have a lot of ports, so we're going to be doing all kinds of port activities. So who knows? It's always a mystery how that shakes out for us. So you're watching it live. What we want to know from you this week is, how does your January looking? Have you started the year with a different kind of a budget? Let us know down below. We'll see you next Wednesday. Hasta luego.
Adios.